has a corrupt history of mismanagement of foster children in the state under Kate Brown's watch. Are you aware of this issue? And what will you do to protect children and prevent trafficking? Oh, man. Yes, I am aware. Great question. So one is 3 of my 9 children are children that we adopted from the foster care system. So I've been a foster parent. I know very much um, um, the value of foster families or foster parents. There's a lot of really good ones out there, a lot of people with big hearts, and there's other people that do it because you can make some money. And what we have is we have a government system that is poorly managed with caseworkers that are always overloaded with cases. And we have kids that flounder in the system and move from family to family to family. And the state even goes so far as to ship them out of state, ironically, to organizations that PERS employee or the public employee retirement system, PERS, happens to invest in. So that's kind of an interesting one, right? So we invest in this program out of state, and then we ship our foster care kids from Oregon to that entity that we're invested in. Now a lot of people would say that that's a conflict of interest. I would be one of those that say it's a conflict of interest, because if you're profiting from shipping kids out of Oregon rather than solving the problems and strengthening the foster care system, what you're doing is serving yourself, and you're not serving foster kids or foster parents or the foster system. So again, now the best long-term deterrent against increased need for foster care is a massive increase in the number of opportunities for families to find and work in family wage level jobs. Our government has not done a good job with that. They closed down our small businesses. They declared our churches non-essential, and they locked families away from other families, and literally said one Thanksgiving that you can't have your family over for a holiday. All of that weakens families. It raises stress and anxiety in homes, and it led to a massive increase in domestic issues and strain as people became unemployed and couldn't get unemployment benefits, or as people were forced to get the jab or lose their job. And if they chose to lose their job, they didn't receive unemployment benefits because our government is full of bigots, people who are control freaks. I think Kate Brown's nickname should be Karen Brown. And I wouldn't be surprised if it is. And they just masquerade as Kate. It's kind of like saying defund hate down at the Multnomah County Courthouse, which really means defund the police. So back to foster care. I don't want to digress. So when we're dealing with the foster care system, you have to actually solve the problem by talking about the flaws in the system. So they underfund it. They do not have enough caseworkers. They don't have an efficient structure and for processing kids and families. And then they don't have enough protections for what they would call effective foster parents, because foster parents assume a lot of liability to open their hearts and their homes to foster kids. So all of that has to be strengthened and reformed. It's not about throwing more money at it. It's about being very deliberate about identifying people who have a natural affinity to be good foster parents and giving incentives and encouragement for them to open up their homes in a way that fits for them and their family and their phase of life. You will find that other states have done this, and other states have had tremendous success at going through a process of identifying and incentivizing good, strong nuclear families to enter into and open up their homes to kids who might be in need or at least in temporary need in the foster care system. So it is absolutely horrible. Now, for trafficking can relate to foster care, but it's even worse. We have cartels that have set up shop. We have cartels that go to colleges and try to taunt young people into coming and, cutting up the marijuana buds on their marijuana grows. And somehow these kids disappear. It's happening right now on college campuses. And trafficking is even worse. And trafficking overlaps into the foster care system, of course. But we're talking about people who have a disregard for the sanctity of life. They do not value individual people. They see people as a commodity, and they try to traffic in people in the same way. You might sell sheep or cattle. And as governor, I'm here to tell everybody that trafficking we have to have a zero tolerance for it. Anybody who deals in the trafficking of human beings, and I'll just give you a church analogy, because see, in the church, there's two books. There's the New Testament, which is all about truth and grace, and then there's the Old Testament, which is all about eye for an eye, right? And I think Old Testament is the process that we should apply to those who traffic people and try to profit from them, and those who prey upon the vagrancies of kids who are suffering in the foster care system into that trafficking industry. So I hope I answered the question. I'm running low on time.